Hello, I am Vicky Manitou Okas, and welcome to the slideshow for the demonstration garden for the Delectable Tiny Gardens Garden Design and Planning Workshop. So, this is my friend's garden and getting ready to clean it up from the temporary space that we set up for the summer. And let's get going. And here it is after day one. The garden is cleaned up and set up and ready for next season. It just took a few minutes to get everything cleaned up, maybe an hour. But the garden itself is ready to go for the season. Now we have to do the cleanup around the garden and take care of some issues that popped up over the season. We have an issue with blackberries. They are invading the garden space from the adjacent area that is managed by the city. So we're going to have to dig those all out of the garden and get those pushed back from the property. As much as I love blackberries, they don't belong in the garden. We use a lot of crates and temporary planting spaces when we are trying out a space in our garden. And when you're designing your garden, I recommend you do the same thing. For this garden, I had to dig the blackberry roots out of these crates, but they are now ready to be put back down in the spring. It took some work, but the right tools, and it was done. Man, those blackberry roots are gnarly and big. Just look at that. They all have to come out of the garden. There they are. The blackberry roots are out of the garden, at least as many as I could find. They are big, and there was a lot of them, but the work serves dual purpose because I can strip these up and clean them up and make tincture and decoction out of it. One of the things that I love about tiny gardens is the tools that you need are very simple. In this garden, all it took to clean it up was a shovel, a pruner, and a soil knife, and a little bit of grit, but that's it. The rest of the work was done. The fence posts were put in with a borrowed post driver. There it is. The space is cleaned up and the fence posts are set, all ready for the fence to be put up next spring. We managed to get the work done. We had a snowstorm coming in, so on November 26th, we finished the work. The beds are cleaned up, they're mulched, the leaves are in the beds to make good soil for next year. The fence posts are up, and we're ready to go. We started the day with 50 degrees and ended the day when the work was done at 40 degrees and howling winds. There it is. The garden is done. This was taken on November 26th with 12 hours ahead of a snowstorm. But, it's done and I'm cold. So the bug and I are going to go inside and I'm going to have a cup of tea and warm up. So thanks for joining me for this slideshow. Oh, and as for those blackberry roots, there they are, all cleaned up and chipped up, and they are ready to make tincture and decoction. Sometimes what seems overwhelming just needs a beginning. This fall's work completes the first phase of this permaculture design for my friend, and it's ready to get going in the spring. As we work with this design, we'll replace the temporary beds with more permanent structures, but I always start with temporary and then work towards permanent. So this is a demonstration garden for the Garden Planning and Design Workshop at Delectable Tiny Gardens. Just remember, one day at a time, a little bit at a time, and the work does get done. So come play in the dirt with me at Delectable Tiny Gardens, the meeting place for people looking for resiliency in tiny spaces.